तेरे मेरे दरमियाँ है बातें अनकही, तू वहाँ है मैं यहाँ क्यों साथ हम नहीं। तेरे मेरे दरमियाँ है बातें अनकही, तू वहाँ है मैं यहाँ क्यों साथ हम नहीं। फैसले जो किए फासले ही मिले, राहें जुदा क्यों हो गई, ना तू गलत ना मैं सही। ले जा मुझे साथ तेरे, मुझको ना रहना साथ मेरे। ले जा मुझे साथ तेरे, मुझको ना रहना साथ मेरे। ले जा मुझे, ले जा मुझे। सुन मेरे खुदा बस इतनी सी मेरी दुआ, लौटा दे हम सफर मेरा, जाएगा कुछ नहीं तेरा। तेरे ही दर पे हूँ खड़ा, जाऊँ तो जाऊँ मैं कहाँ, तकदीर को बदल मेरी, मुझ पे होगा करम तेरा।
How lovely. That's absolutely beautiful. This is, of course, your new song, Tere Mere from Chef, which you've composed, Amaal, and you've sung, Armaan. Yes. It's just such a beautiful melody at a time when it seems like melodies have gone out of Hindi film music. It just seems like all we hear now are remixes and dance music and EDM. It just seems like melodies have gone away, which is why something like this is so refreshing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think what you're saying is very true. It's just everyone that I'm meeting, even just people who are not from the industry, normal people, just they're like, sir, there's only remakes coming. And they're all like, now this new thing, I maybe opened a can of worms by doing Suraj Dubai and I brought in that EDM style. But somewhere we have a tendency to overkill everything. And if a baby doll has worked, there has to be 10 of them.
True.
One Suraj Dubai has worked, I only get 10 of them as references. So I think that is not happening. It's also not that the composers cannot make. I think they're really talented composers who've got amazing original songs. The new Lord, old Lord, whatever, I don't want to categorize, but everyone has really good original songs. They're not getting the opportunity to put it out.
You know, I was going to ask you that, is it that producers just come to you and say, we want more because it works? Or is it that a little bit of laziness has set in?
I think creative freedom is a little curtailed in the industry. Like I've seen it from a different perspective. I see it from a singer's perspective.
Yeah.
So I see the composer really struggling to get his baby out in his, he has a certain design for the song. And if that does not come out, I've seen like the composers getting really irritated because of that.
Right.
And somehow the other, the public holds the composer responsible that he doesn't know enough music or he's put out, bad material.
Correct. He takes the ultimate responsibility.
His intention was not that, and there's so many pressures on him. Actually, we are very lucky singers. We just come sing the song and take the money and go home.
Right.
And then sing it on shows also.
Correct.
Where's my 20%? But I feel you're right about it being lazy is not the only thing. They're just getting complacent ki ye chal raha hai.
Especially with the remixes, I feel like that definitely sort of reeks of laziness. I mean, whether it's the producers, whether it's the composers, it just seems like that's the easy thing to do.
Effort, the effort of making an original song, they don't want to put in that effort.
They're getting complacent generally, even for anyone who approaches you, a producer or director. They have this set thing ki this is working, till we don't destroy this thing, let's just milk
just kill it till,
that tendency is spoiling every album. Like see, when it started in a Bachna, Vishal Shekhar did one title song like that. For 3 years, no one was doing that.
That's true.
So that novelty is finished. Then maybe in that Once Upon a Time in Mumbai, there was Parda, you know, those,
Yeah.
it was nicely done. Na? Every album has not
Every
even one, there are
Everyone
three
expects that
remixes.
there's some old song going to be rehashed in
I
this
mean,
one.
you're guilty of that as well, no? Most
Yes,
recently, of course, in
completely.
Noor, Gulabi Aankhein.
Yeah, I've destroyed an original, you can say. I have no problem in saying that. But I still run away from taking the same thing as the old.
Sure.
Maybe I just took the hook line and I didn't want to, you know, spoil Main Lut Gaya, because that memory will get spoiled if people will start killing me for that. So if I do a remake, I really try my best ki there has to be 80% me and 20% of that original which people love.
Like the hook basically is the
something
main,
which
the main
is their
catchphrase
connect.
is from the old song.
Right.
But
Right.
the rest of the skeleton of the song is a new body.
Like I did Tumhe Apna Banane.
True.
I got a call also from the original composer saying we loved what you made.
Correct.
For me,
This is
that
from
is
Hit Story.
Yeah,
Right.
for me that is very important. Even doing a remake like there was this Airlift was a film. There was a Punjabi pop single called Soch by Hardy Sandhu. I completely revamped it. I got a new stanza which was कुछ भी नहीं है ये जहां तू है तो है इसमें जिंदगी, and arranged it differently.
And that song is lovely. Yeah.
For me, and today when I see the original artist call me and say, you know, I am singing your version
Right.
on my shows because people are loving your additions to it, that's when I'm happy. Then otherwise, I'm really saying no to remakes. I've almost lost a lot of work because of that, but I'm happy. I want to do original work.
Okay. Okay. You know, I want to talk to you about working together. I mean, both of you have said that that there's a lot of arguments, there's there's disagreements, there's clashes that happen frequently. But you've also said that you really understand each other's temperament, you understand each other's the depth of each other's work. Does that come from the fact that y'all are very close as brothers, or does that come from the fact that y'all are both sensitive artists?
Actually, we listen to a lot of music together, and that kind of has given us this idea of how we need to do our music and how I need to be singing and how he's composing his songs. And we feed off from each other's musical inspirations and stuff like that. So he has had a set of inspirations and he composes a certain song. Then he tells me, you know, listen to this artist. I'd like you to see the vibe of that artist and see if you can imbibe that in your singing. Not copy that artist, but imbibe something.
The
from
spirit of it.
So we have these discussions where we're talking about how to go about this song, and I don't think I have that with any other composer because we share music together.
Right.
Like his iPod playlist is my iPod playlist as
Okay.
well. Not that we use iPods now.
Right.
But it's just been that always. I think his influence, he's learnt Hindustani classical. I have inherited that from my grandfather. I never did formal training in Hindustani. I was lucky enough till 15, 16. I grew up in a house where I had Sardar Malik sitting in a harmonium, a piano, doing his Hindustani meets jazz. You know, I learned all that from natural things.
Yeah.
He has that hold of true Hindustani
He
music.
introduced me to Western
And
music.
I did Trinity College
Right.
and all that. So we always exchange notes. So I think he helps me also learn new things as a composer, and he listens to new stuff and he changes his singing. It helps him with other composers also.
And somewhere he knows that at this point I will be doing such a variation in my song. Like he knows this is an Armaan thing to do.
Right.
You know, and I know that this, like the composition, there's a cross line in the song which leads to the chorus. I know that this is the way Amaal would compose it. So those kind of things, it's because we're brothers as well. I think that's.
So then, when do the clashes and the disagreements happen? What do those happen over?
The minute we reach that
the studio, yeah.
The minute that door
Like today, I
opens,
told him I'm recording a song. I don't want you. And
My
he also
song,
said I also don't want
I said
you.
I don't want to come also because I've already sung the scratch in my voice, and I've done everything, lyrics, backup, sub मैंने करके. I said now either you replicate or beat me, otherwise I'm singing this song. This is the challenge. But there's one thing I want to say about him as a singer, that I'm not saying this because he's my brother, but there is something in his voice and the way he approaches every song. I've heard so many composers call me on this when he's dubbed for them.
Right.
He's worked with Amit Trivedi or Salim Suleiman.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people recently who've been singing for South. And I feel he understands the DNA of a song very quickly, because today you're expected to do that. You know, it's very tough. Pehle there would be like 10 days rehearsals.
Correct.
फिर musicians आएंगे.
Now it's like 2 hours, come,
nothing.
finish the song and go, because people
today-
have studio time and you have to like finish it in that.
precious,
in that.
It's very tough for someone forget him, any singer to come and in 2 hours sing something that you've been living for 6 months
Sure.
to understand कि मैंने ये emotion से सोचा. That thing is impeccable. He gets the DNA, and I think that is his biggest weapon.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, good one.
You're both in your 20s, right?
Yes.
Because I mean, you seem way more mature than your years.
Actually, we started work very early.
Sure.
So I think that kind of has hardened us in many ways. And we've not been the people to, hang out, go to parties, clubs, not too often.
I still did a little bit of that.
He still did, because I started work when I was like 11 or 12.
Wow.
He was on a reality show at 11.
Yeah.
At 10.
Little Champs, of course. Yeah.
So my journey has been very different. Like I never had many friends, and because I didn't get time to meet them and stuff. So that personal life thing had always been at the backseat. Because of that, I kind of saw life in a very different way. My parents are telling me now success will come, you have to know how to handle it and stuff like that. So for a person my age to be able to grasp all that was a lot of information. But somehow I think I've understood all of that very early and in a good way.
I think mentally he's 45, huh? Like I'm still 21.
Like even on social media, I have these thoughts that I put out quotes and stuff. So people call me Baba AM. Actually, I gave that name to myself. So, but not the different kind of Baba. I'm only quotes and all. Yeah.
Was there ever a problem of being taken seriously because you're so young?
Completely.
Yeah.
I have. You see this beard? I need to tell everyone.
It's there,
like,
just
if everyone who meets me, like when I tell them my age, they don't believe it. But this has been a psyche for my brain. I started, like I remember Dad was in 2004 or 5. My grandfather fell ill, and he was like, I have to be with my dad, you do your thing. And that's when I went out. I already was, that composer was eager. You know, I was making tunes and all. But वो face देख के दाढ़ी के बिना, everyone is a little child. I remember there's this incident. I had done the trailer for Tere Bin Laden. Abhishek Sharma, Aarti Shetty and their production. And before that I'd done music for Adlabs Imagica. All the rides and all, I had composed the background score for them. So she recommended for this. I remember the director coming to my house. I opened the door for him. He sat there for 45 minutes waiting कि boss आएंगे. And so I sat there. I was clean shaved. I'm 19 at this point of time. And I started working and all. He's like, music director sir कब आएंगे? I said sir मैं ही हूँ, and I'm the one only who's going to do your trailer. So I started this whole thing. You know, I wanted people to at least
take him seriously.
Maybe it's the age, and I believe this because now I'm 27. Like I'm starting to feel old. You're lucky. But 7-8 years back, when I started trying to make these inroads as a composer, as a music producer, it was getting there. It was easier. But as this music director, this was not very open. You know, there was only certain 5-6 names,
right,
and
it's hard to break into.
Yeah, and there was this, and they were doing fabulous work, unparalleled work from 2004 to 15. And there was this no risk-taking way. Today, I'm seeing not me, any composer or any artist or singer-songwriter has a good song, and if you reach out, people want to use a good song. Today, now it's more than just a branding. It's like, what do you have?
Right.
Which I think is now easy for a lot of people to make inroads now than 7-8 years. That's why all this and trying to look like I'm a composer.
Did you have the same problem when you look like a baby and you are
even
what,
if you
22?
try?
So many people ask me like, how are you singing for Saif and Salman?
True.
And, like, I think I've used a technique where I've tried to mature my voice when I'm singing for actors like that, and I be myself when I'm singing for like a Siddharth Malhotra or Varun.
Right.
So yeah, that's like a singing thing. But yeah, everyone looks at me and feels that, Acha, you've sung this song? Like Main Rahu Ya Na Rahu, there's one song of mine which I had done as a single for Imran Hashmi.
Right.
And people heard that song, like uncle aunties come up to me and say, मतलब बताओ कौन से गाने गाए आपने and all that.
Correct.
So some of them didn't know me. So I was like, I've sung मैं रहूँ ही ना. वो आपने गाया?
This happened with me on the same song.
And like they think Armaan Malik, the name must be some 35-year-old uncle coming into the studio and singing. When
35,
they don't,
not the uncle. Don't be mean.
No, I'm just saying because I'm.
Because he's so young.
Please, wait. Let me explain.
Go for it.
So they don't see that that voice coming from this size, this packet, whatever. I don't know. They don't expect it. So I have to, make them sit down and understand that this is me. This voice is coming from here only,
Right.
and this is Armaan Malik. This is Armaan Malik.
It happened on the same song. There was an uncle who called me. I don't know where, whatever. He must be at least 70 plus, and he really liked this song because this had the 60s old school charm. What composition I tried. It was a tribute to my grandfather's style. So he called me and I answered, and he said, Amaal Malik ko phone do. I said, मैं ही हूँ sir. He said, नहीं तुम कैसे सोचते, तुम तो कोई बच्चे लग रहे हो वो जिन्होंने मैं रहूँ बनाया. I said, sir, I have only made that song, and it just took 15 minutes to get that.
Yeah.
It's tough, but I like it that people don't expect it. It's more fun to get that.
And most of the people working in the industry alongside us also are way older than us.
Sure.
So people somehow perspective is like they don't take us seriously.
Correct.
But I guess now with the kind of body of work that we have put
Right.
out,
I think once you put out work,
Yeah,
one
it's
knows
always
that they're not dealing with children.
yeah.
Right. You know, of all the work that you've done together, I have to say my favorite song is the song from Hero.
मैं हूँ हीरो तेरा.
मैं हूँ Hero Tera. Now, so I want to ask you about that song, but I thought before we do that, if you guys could give us a few lines
Sure.
from.
I'll just grab the guitar.
One of my songs which I love. Composer version. आँखों के पन्नों पे मैंने लिखा था 100 दफा लफ्जों में जो इश्क था हुआ ना होठों से बयां खुद से नाराज हूँ क्यों बेआवाज हूँ मेरी खामोशियाँ है सजा दिल है ये सोचता फिर भी नहीं पता किस हक से कहूँ बता कि मैं हूँ हीरो तेरा कि मैं हूँ हीरो तेरा कि मैं हूँ हीरो तेरा कि मैं हूँ हीरो तेरा
I love that song. I absolutely love that song. You know what I want to ask you is, you of course recorded the original version of the song, and then you all got Salman Khan to do his version of the song, and that stuck. That became the version that everyone listened to because it was a novelty. It wasn't bad at all. It was a novelty. But he's not a singer. You are the singer. Did you feel a little frustrated that your version got lost in a sense till you had to record your own video, which is beautiful, which, just to kind of stake claim on that song.
Actually, what had happened is I had sung the song. It was in the movie, and it was on Suraj and Athia.
Yeah.
By the end of the production and by the time the movie was made, Salman Bhai was so
addicted.
in love with the song. He was like,
It is a lovely song.
I got to do this song. I got to do it for the fans. And he got into the studio. He told Amaal, just book the studio and let's record it. And he told me to stay out. He didn't want me to be there because he doesn't want singers around.
He's like, मैं अरमान के सामने नहीं गाऊंगा. I just want you and me, and that's how he'll record.
And the version came out. मैं हूँ हीरो तेरा became a huge song. And obviously when the jukebox released, people saw my version as well. And the success of the first version brushed upon my version as well.
Okay.
Because the song was hit. Now, obviously, when people hear different versions, they like that as well.
Sure.
Then I somehow felt, because so many people are saying, so which songs have I've sung Main Hu Hero Tera. Isn't that Salman Bhai's version? I have also done a version which is in the movie. So, but people don't realize all that.
Also
so
because
then,
the film didn't do well, so that
then suddenly I realized I think I should do a video so that people just have a recognition that this is the face to the voice and this is the he's also done a version.
Right.
And hence I did that video, and then it became like this. So till date in my concerts, that's the first song that I sang. My entry is with Main Hu Hero Tera.
Okay.
So I think it's a huge song for me, and I give all the credit to Salman Bhai because he made this song big. in the in some other proportion altogether. Definitely.
I think it's more about, he needed it was his first production also in a way, and he was really looking after everything, so he didn't want anything to go wrong. And plus there were so many of those cases, things, everything, and within that madness, he still took out time. He's like, I don't know what may happen when. I want to do this so that my contribution to this film is 100% and I've given it.
And actually he was launching Amaal, me, Suraj, Athia,
so
all
many,
of us. There's so many things on his shoulder. So he needed to give his push.
For me
also.
also.
An old relationship with the family, no?
Dad's
Jeho was your big, and of course
even
your
Dad's
dad
composed
is,
a lot for their films. Jeho was our debut together.
He's seen us grow from babies, he's seen us like that. So yeah, there's definitely a great fond relationship with him.
Right. Amaal, you famously spoke out when Love Sinha and his sister Sonakshi kind of went after Armaan for really retweeting what Kailash Kher said, which made a lot of sense at the time. This was last year when Kailash
I gave
Kher...
a very long, sensible post.
True. It actually made a lot of sense. I mean, the whole issue was about, why aren't singers and why aren't musicians the opening acts for big concerts, big performances? Why are actors, in a sense, invading the space for musicians? Did that make you unpopular within the film business? Because this is famously a business where people don't speak their mind.
Yes. So see, I think the most important thing is that a lot of people will maybe in turn not want to associate with me on speaking out. It happens. I even spoke about awards, a lot of things. And I think now is the time for me to speak, because a lot of people don't speak when they're getting good work, when they're doing well. 40 years later, when I've done it all, I have my own places and I'm relaxing on a farmhouse, that's not when I want to speak. Then I went through it, agreed to all the shit.
Correct.
So I want to set something which maybe 20 years later will bring a spark in artists. It's not, I'm not doing it for myself. Everyone feels it.
Right.
None of my co-composers, contemporaries will speak out. I spoke out. This is not about Sonakshi and Love Sinha. That is a very small thing.
Correct.
That was something that I got dragged into. I was not even involved.
Right.
The awards and all those things were something where I needed to speak, and I spoke. Sonakshi and Love Sinha's thing just went out of proportion. I just felt I just got tagged into a tweet for no reason. It was his.
Correct. You retweeted Kailash Kher's tweet.
I just feel I personally don't have anything against her. I don't think even she has. That's not the thing. A general statement started becoming personal for them, and when someone, I'm not standing for my brother. He has his own thing. He can fight her, him, 10 others. When someone personally attacks me, coming to you, I've copied.
Correct. He insinuated that you'd copied songs.
And that I can't sing live.
I agree. There are many such allegations in Bollywood to several top composers also. And first thing is, out of the 51 songs that I've released, I know I've not copied anything. You prove it. I could have easily slammed him with a defamation case right there for misbehaving like that. So I took it on myself from that point. Till then I was like, Armaan kya hai, mereko kya karna hai? When you take an artist out and you try to say ki you have done this, you don't have any backup to prove that I did that. So when you start making things personal, that's when I was in Krabi, I was chilling, I was having a holiday. When that personal comment came out, you all have copied songs, this, so that, you start feeling ki listen, now this is going somewhere when you need to get this person to shut up. And whoever it is, I am that. I'm not. It's okay. A lot of people think you're not. ऐसे काम खराब हो जाएगा.
Correct.
कौन producer तुम्हें?
Also, it's pretty brave because right at that time you just done Noor, right? You just composed the songs for
completely.
So it's like, wow, I mean, this guy is.
See, I feel if I get into the depths of how I did Noor also and how many things have happened in that, it's a different ball game.
Okay.
I personally, we are a very normal, cordial equation. My only question on this is that forget him. When a Kailash Kher, such a big artist, has spoken about it, he didn't tag you. He said, this is how it happens. He retweeted him. Let's take it as a point of view.
And I also said that,
this shit
that
happens.
singers and musicians should be given the first opportunity. True. When such big concerts are coming.
Correct. That makes perfect sense.
You are showing that India
has only actors to offer.
That's right.
No, actors bhi ho. Aap log gao ek gana. It's not a problem. You're singing for your films. It's helping us. I'm more than happy when a Shraddha Kapoor sings my Sab Tera or a Salman Khan sings my hero.
The question was about the concerts.
Right. Yes, that's what I'm saying. When a concert comes in, we have an opportunity with Justin Bieber or Swedish House Mafia. Forget us performing.
Correct.
You have an Arijit Singh. You have a Sonu Nigam. You have KK. You have so many legends of this country and even newer talents. Do one act of an actor. put out a concert for them so that they don't go back with this vision, oh, India has that music. No, even we can produce just as good as y'all.
Right.
And create historic numbers.
But that
and all,
imagery doesn't go out that
Correct.
way.
That is happening wrong. And I feel it's a conscious mistake here where you are picking on a younger artist. If you had really the guts, all of you should have picked on Kailash Kher.
Correct. He was the one who actually said it
I have
first.
due respect for him,
Yeah.
but why didn't you pick on Kailash Kher? Because picking on him is not getting you eyeballs,
Right.
first of all. And second, it'll put you down because he's a legendary Hindustani big singer.
Right.
So you will not take that panga there. My question was only that, ki let's not get personal. We have not tagged you. We have not spoken about, and I'm not there. I'm sleeping somewhere in some island. Why are you involving me? She misconfused him with me and blah, blah, blah. Everything. I think we should let it go. Simply the minute got personal, I did my thing, put it out, and it's okay. It's ended. It's fine now.
You also spoke out quite strongly against the sham of awards functions.
Yeah.
Again, it is something that people feel because you talk to people privately, you talk to actors, you talk to filmmakers, you talk to music directors, and they do feel it's a big sham. I mean, you actually were quite brave.
And I didn't speak about only music.
That's
I spoke
right.
about everyone.
You did.
else.
You actually spoke about actors. You spoke about how deserving artists aren't nominated because they don't have a high enough profile as many undeserving stars do. You also actually said, you also said that your own score for Baghi didn't deserve to be nominated. Again, reflection of a lot of maturity at that age. But did it get you into trouble? Do things like that get you into trouble?
I think it gave me an amazing break in life. I got 6 months of letting go of amazing films, which for me were not amazing. And I'm happy. I think speaking that, a lot of people want, sent me on a holiday. कि नहीं यार ये बहुत सही बात ज़्यादा बोलता है. But I think that is very important because even there, I think Dangal was an amazing album.
Yeah.
I spoke about that, what Preetham did. Obviously, Ae Dil Hai Mushkil was the album of the year. But when we have something which has maintained the script and commercially reached out, you didn't nominate that. I never spoke, why didn't you nominate Dhoni? I'm not talking about my music. Why you didn't put Airlift? None of that. But you have not put out a Raja Menon who debuted in an Airlift. There's nothing for Neerja's music also. There's no nomination for a Manoj Bajpayee. There's so many things that I don't even remember. It's that old for me. I get youngsters coming to assist me and all, and everyone says, sir, singer banna. I said, why? Music director ko kaun पूछता है? This is a सवाल. Next thing is कि when you do a good album, that doesn't reach out. When I spoke to Preetham also about it, and he was also like, क्या लिख दिया? What is this and all? I was like, the most simple thing is कि nominate an artist, whatever, music ho, singer ho, acting ho. Giving them that thing, give them the sense of thing, chalo, I have done something, usne suna, the world has listened to it, I can do better.
Right.
That is all you need. Forget the winning. That if
The
you don't do.
nomination is a
It should be a
boost.
reward as
It's a
well,
boost.
right?
Yeah.
Do you get into a lot of trouble because he's so opinionated?
Always.
So many people tell me, oh, I really love the post you wrote about awards. And I was like, that is not me, that is my brother. And uske wajah se main trouble. And actually when I saw the post, I called up Aman and I said,
What is this?
What is this? Have you really done this? Have you really written so honestly and stuff? You know, because it can get you in a problematic situation in our industry.
You're not encouraged to speak your mind.
Yeah.
And here there are so many things left unspoken, and everyone wants to speak these things. It's not that no one wants to speak these things.
True.
But they don't have that one person who's coming out and saying this because people think they'll jeopardize their career by doing so.
Yeah.
Which I'm really. I had two minds about what he had done. I was in one, I was feeling that he's done such a great post. It inspires other people as well.
It was just not politically correct for a lot of people.
And then I was on the other hand, I was feeling that somehow the work might suffer, or I think in that way.
Of course.
We both have different personalities. I'm like the guy who'll still be a little safe when I'm writing stuff. I'll be a little diplomatic.
Right.
But he's unabashed. Like he'll go all out.
And I think after that post, after that I've completely gone off writing things till I don't feel it. Work will always speak, and the whole thing, there's this, a lot of composers also came, opportunities chali jayengi, those things, that is there. I understand. I met a Sajid Nadadwala whose film it was, Baghi. I called him and I apologized. I told him, I said, I'm sorry, sir, for that. But I had to do this.
I felt that
I'm
way,
really
right,
sorry
right.
if it has personally attacked your production. I even called Malik Brothers, Ankit, who had done the score. I said, I don't believe we deserved this. I said, we were not better than Dangal. I said, there may be many other albums. I said, I'm speaking for my song. Sab Tera was one of the most successful songs from Baghi. Still, I've said this because I felt that was a more deserving album. I said, I'm sorry if you felt bad, but I had to do this.
Correct.
I'm not deleting this post. It's not. A lot of people say that and they delete it.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that. Ya to aap dalo mat.
Right.
I believe you've done it. Now just leave it.
Stand by it,
and I
yeah.
think I got a lot of support from real people. I don't want support from the industry. I'm not looking out for that. I know I'm a little scary for setting a very bad example for composers maybe who want to make their inroads in Bollywood. But now, the industry or generally people are getting very real. They know that this whole Ji Huzuri is not the vibe to get work. If your work is good, and maybe
speaks
I'm
for
a
itself.
little edgy on that level, but I'm me.
Right.
I can't change that.
You know, you guys had such a good year last year. It
Yeah,
was an
yeah.
incredible year in
Yeah.
terms of just the variety, the versatility. I mean, I'm just Suraj Duba Hai, Chul, which
Yeah.
these just became anthems. Saw Asman, film didn't do well, but what an incredible song. Buddhu Saman, you know, y'all do work a lot together. Is that important? I mean, is he the first singer that comes to mind? Is
He's unluckily now he's a
So
big
I'll
singer.
tell you what happens is, so Amaal composes a song,
Okay.
then he records a few singers that he feels he wants
I
to
always
work
compose and then choose. You know,
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
plan ki this one will sing.
The
Arijit
tunes
Singh.
select the singers
Yeah,
for
Right.
him.
It's never.
What happens
The
is,
singer.
by the end of the whole process, somehow the other directors and producers don't like those voices which are coming to the song, and they're like, why don't you try Armaan? So then the song U-turns and comes back to me,
right.
where I said,
When
Amaal,
I
you-
get pissed.
like
Cheez ye
many
kya ho
people
gaya?
say, like you know, I'm his brother, I must be telling, Are dena gana dena.
nepotism, yeah.
You know, stuff like that.
Nice.
So what happens is I stay quiet when the song is composed and I know it's a great song. I'm like inside I feel like I want this song,
Yeah.
definitely. But what happens is because he's a composer, he needs to have the freedom to work with all
Sure,
singers,
sure.
and I need to have the freedom to work with all composers. And
Right.
this is what Dad had laid out in the start of our careers, that y'all
don't
both will
do
be
a duo,
different.
yeah.
Y'all will not be a composer duo.
Correct.
Because
You're not a package deal, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I want you to be a singer, I want you to be a composer and work with everyone. So somehow or the other those songs came back to me, and hence we had so many songs together, and those songs have done brilliantly.
But I think
when
it's a
both of us-
special combination.
It's a
Yeah.
special
For sure.
combination. All
Yeah.
the songs like we
Blessed.
see Bol Do Na Zara,
Yeah.
Main Rahun Ya Na Rahun, Main Hu Hero Tera, Saw Asman, Buddhu Saman. I can go on, but
Kaun Tujhe Jab
each
Tak
song
Doni.
is such a special collaboration, and they've gone on to become hits. So then people come and tell, you know, we want this song now. That we want Armaan to sing it, and this is how we want it.
But
So
it never
like that.
happens that I really respect that about him as an artist. He'll never force me that mere ko hi gana hai. He understands my vision. Like I've worked with my songs have had Arijit Singh
Yeah.
a lot. They've had Mika, they've had Vishal Dadlani. So many Salim has collaborated with us.
Yeah.
So I really compose first, and then I decide ki acha this might sound good in a Mohit Chauhan. You know, so I want to diversify because that's how music will sound different. Suddenly coming with 20 songs with him or any other singer suddenly makes my music sound monotone.
Right.
I get a little wary of that, and I don't like doing that. So you know, they are really bent about him because he's this new sensation with young girls and
Yeah.
everyone going crazy, views, this, that. But if he's right for the song, and he makes the cut, and he gets really bashed while recording, he feels, because when he with other composers, I have got calls of saying, wow, he really killed it on our song. And when he comes to the studio, I remember for Noor, Ufi and Noor, the title song,
Yeah.
he's called my dad from the studio. I've sung that Mukhda. I'm not singing the Antara. Tell this man never to call me for a recording. I'm leaving. And he was almost leaving the
You'll
studio.
fight to that degree.
Yeah. It was terrible.
It's
that
crazy.
night. The studio guys had to come and like stop me from throwing the mic at him.
It's crazy. He tells me sometimes, "Tu ga nahi sakta, teko aata nahi hai gana," and all that. All those things happen. But I feel that it's because of
He's
that.
pushing you.
Yeah, he pushes me to the extreme where I learn new things about me, about my singing that
That's
I
such a
never
lovely
knew
compliment, yeah.
that I never knew existed. He always tells me, "Why can't you do this?" Like I tell him my voice can only go till this note. He told no, it'll go above. Just try. So as he's my biggest inspiration. He pushes me. Go there, do that. You're going to be a better singer. You got to be a better singer. Look at him. Sing better than him.
Like that, right.
So I think that pushes me so hard, and I become a better singer, a better human being because of that. And thank you for fighting with me. I think the songs come out better.
Please record this line. He just said thank you for fighting.
No, but it'll all change in the studio.
Right,
Like the fighting will still happen, and I'll feel irritated also. But
You can have this retrospective kind of
as long
view
as the
about it.
product comes out good, I'm happy.
Sure. So give us a few lines from one of those hit songs from last year, whichever one.
Okay, which one do you want to do? You want to do Sauce Man?
Sauce Man and Buddhu Saman.
Yeah, we
do
can
like a
mash that up. Yeah, since mashups are in.
You are
All the
really
rage.
doing
Yeah.
this. Taking it by the head. Very fast.
आँखों को तेरी आदत है, तू देखे ना तो इन्हें शिकायत है। आँखों को तेरी आदत है, तू देखे ना तो इन्हें शिकायत है। बिन छुए छू लिए तूने मुझको दिए प्यार के तराने जाने आ, ये जो अब हो रहा है कुछ अजब हो रहा है, क्या यही प्यार का है एहसास। 100 आसमानों को और 2 जहानों को छोड़ के आया तेरे पास। 100 आसमानों को और 2 जहानों को छोड़ के आया तेरे पास। कुछ जुनून सा कुछ पागलपन है, 100 बातें करता ये बुद्धू सामन है। कुछ है जुनून सा कुछ पागलपन है, 100 बातें करता ये बुद्धू सामन है। नन्ना नन्ना ए नन्ना नन्ना ए नन्ना नन्ना ओ नन्ना नन्ना ए नन्ना नन्ना ओ नन्ना नन्ना ओ।
Incredible. You know, you all have both spoken about how your success is, in a sense, is your father's vindication, because you felt that he didn't get his due in his time. What is it, you know, he must be so encouraged and so excited by your success. What's it like? I mean,
It's like that little child found his ice cream or
Right.
his chocolate cake. I've seen that man stay happy. I need to say this, stay happy through the worst times. And it's never easy to play a second fiddle. You know, very successful elder brother, uncle, tremendous 20-30 years of great music. Plus, and he's the man who made the whole Malik. You know, Sardar Malik also was a very talented musician, but never saw that that level of success. After that, when a younger guy he was someone who did everything to make this house just survive. He did acting, he did some small role in Bazigar with Shah Rukh Khan. He's doing stage shows with Abu Uncle. He's singing with Akshay Kumar, Salman Khan, everywhere on stage shows, just trying his best to make that money, to make 2 kids educated and reach out. I've seen my parents really, really suffer. You know, mom used to do tuitions to make ends meet. Dad has really worked hard. And it was a chance thing that happened with Salim Uncle and Salman Khan and all, that he did Maine Dil Tujhko Diya and became a composer with Thoda Sa Pyar Hua.
right.
He did about 30-40 films. He raked in a decent amount to just reach, I've done this much for my kids and I need them to step up. And somewhere he was a very deserving guy. You know, there's so many songs of his that I hear which never released or never reached out. He's a very talented melodic composer, you know. Like Annu Uncle is a rage on dance tracks. My dad has so much melody which I think has brushed onto me.
That Thoda Sa Pyar Hua is such a lovely song.
It's timeless. And I feel somewhere within that man never showed me ki hum haar gaye. You know, that was never there. But I knew, being the first one, Armaan was a little
Young to
I was
understand that,
about
yeah.
11, 12 when I started seeing. He used to host an Antakshari show, this, that. I was just seeing. Then I was confused, like, what is he doing?
Right.
And
Like when people ask me, what does your dad do? He said, Amaal said, I don't know what
yeah,
to say.
Yeah, I was like, he was not getting that support. At every doorstep would, ek hoke band, everything was that. But he never gave up. I remember there was the last, my mom says this, there was this last 800 rupees was the last money they have, where he bought me a Batman and I've gotten beaten up for that. So I think he kept all my dreams, Armaan's dreams, way ahead of his. And that sacrifice I've seen in all these years, no one gave him within this industry, the same industry which is so welcoming now, has been so welcoming to me and Armaan, and I'm really touched with that's awesome. But that man never got invited for any event, was not considered a music composer at his time, in his prime, or whatever little bit he saw. And every time we used to see family, friends, and everyone, hum film fair ja rahe, and we used to be like, are we really part of this? Like, why do we always, my dad does so much work, why does he never even get a call for any of these events? And those, we were also like, so excited ki award shows, Stardust Award, or ye ho.
And kids at school used to ask us, you must have gone to film fair, na?
Yeah, and it used to really, and somewhere as kids used to start pinching, this man is so talented and there is no outsource, and that start creating this rage. Somewhere I get a little angry at times that, and that fuels my music.
Sure.
Because I wanted everyone to know that this man and what he had, maybe he didn't get it, but he deserved all of this. I remember Sonu Nigam sir also, when I picked up the film fair, he came and he told me, he's like, if this wouldn't have happened, it would be wrong for Dabbu. Because he has been around for 30 years, trying his best, just kept a smiling face. And I know several directors who he had run after, tried meeting this, that, today I'm working with those people.
Yeah.
For him, it's like, he just runs to the fridge, Ghana release, will pick up an ice cream tub and finish it. Armaan.
The best of that award thing. So we won the Filmfare Award, I won the R.D. Burman Award, Amaal won it for Suraj Duba Hai.
Yeah.
And he just, Acha Armaan, just give me an award, na? And he asked Amaal also, give me an award.
And
he took the award and ran.
He ran away.
He ran away.
We were
and
supposed
like
to
a
take
child.
pictures with it, and everyone was
that
like, where are your awards?
post-award
Yeah,
pictures that
yeah.
we usually
Right.
take, and we are finding it. They're saying, where's the award? We said, we don't know. Our dad took it somewhere.
And he's held it like this. I'm telling you the scene. And there's this guy from the award function coming, sir, wo award chahiye. And he's like,
मैं क्यों दूं?
he's not giving it. So I'm seeing that night, it meant so much
Of
to
course.
him. The success of the songs, those awards, I run away. It's in one room there. I respect the fact. I did it all for mom and dad.
So then, how can we complete this interview without asking you to give us a few lines from one of your dad's songs?
Yeah.
Because there are some incredible ones. I don't know which one you'll pick, but
I think without the guitar, because I don't know the chords for that song.
Sure.
But we'll
It's
sing
tough,
it.
he
We'll
made
sing
it.
it a cappella. थोड़ा सा प्यार हुआ है?
Yeah.
that's lovely. Yeah, yeah.
थोड़ा सा प्यार हुआ है, थोड़ा है बाकी, थोड़ा सा प्यार हुआ है, थोड़ा है बाकी, हम तो दिल दे ही चुके हो, हम तो दिल दे ही चुके, बस तेरी हाँ है बाकी, थोड़ा सा प्यार हुआ है, थोड़ा है बाकी, थोड़ा सा प्यार हुआ है, थोड़ा है बाकी. I also have to say that ये सब music नहीं होता till dad was in love with mom, because everything.
That's the inspiration.
Yes, she is the backbone of this family, and even though she's like behind the scenes and
Right.
always hidden, with dad's also another brother only. She has.
He's a kid in the house.
She, he is,
She's raised three boys.
Yeah, she's raised three
She
boys.
is Jhansi ki Rani with 2 sons on her back. She is really, having talent is one thing, I would say. I never knew that I can play keyboard or he could sing. That every day going in that rickshaw,
Dropping me to music
class, me piano class, beach mein his taking up his studies. I think she has sacrificed all her best years to make us reach out. Both of them.
To be honest, in the industry, everyone really knows how the real star is my mom.
Yeah,
like everyone knows.
Everyone
like when she
knows
comes in
that
the room, they don't thank. Matlab, they don't tell us you all have done a good job.
Right.
They go to my mom and say you've done a good job.
How wonderful. All the best. Looking forward to lots more. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rajeev.
Thank you.